First off, I wanted to start with this Diddy documentary, gang. This shit right here, gang. This documentary. If you went into that bitch fucking with Diddy, you're not leaving that shit fucking with him, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Me, on the other hand, I'm the man of the middle ground, man. I'm a neutral person, and when it came to the Diddy accusations, I didn't necessarily jump on a bandwagon and believe him off rip. Okay, I still feel like he wasn't as bad as people are making him out to be. I feel like a lot of people are jumping on the bandwagon and just taking what they're hearing off of social media and all this crazy shit and running with it, honestly. And then seeing the documentary, I don't know, bro. First of all, he got acquitted of most of the terrible shit that they were accusing him of. So honestly, there's no grounds for the hate that he was initially getting. And then second, I feel like it was all money grab. I genuinely feel like the people who are making the argument against him were honestly just jumping on the bandwagon to get a money grab, honestly. However, like I said, after me watching the documentary, it didn't sway me left or right. I still feel neutral. I still feel like this nigga isn't as bad as people are making him seem. He may be a little weird, a little strange when it comes to the sexual, his sexual preferences. But I didn't necessarily feel as if he was terrible. Although he was terrible in the fact that he was whooping Cassie's ass. Yo, this nigga is wild, bro. He's crazy for that. But sex trafficking and all this crazy racketeering and all this crazy high, I don't believe the hoopla. Okay, I don't believe the hoopla. I feel like this nigga was just living his life. Although he was very abusive towards the females that he had around him, I don't think he was sexually abusive. I don't know. Cassie dropped her case after she got some money from him. I don't know. However, let's jump into the first video that we have. 50 Cent speaks on new Netflix docuseries about Diddy. Let's see what the fuck 50 has to say.
A new Netflix docuseries about Sean Diddy Combs is making headlines for its never-before-seen footage of the music mogul in the days before his arrest. Now, Combs is threatening legal action against the streamer for airing the unauthorized footage behind the series. Is Combs...
Wait. He's threatening legal action after he just sent him... he just sent 50 Cent a bouquet of flowers. And now you... Oh, man. All right.
Time rap rival 50 Cent and director Alexandria Stapleton, who sat down with NBC News' Chloe Malas ahead of tonight's release.
Tonight, Netflix releasing never-before-seen video of Sean Diddy Combs filmed just days before his arrest on charges of sex trafficking and racketeering in 2024. The footage is part of a 4-part docuseries, Sean Combs: The Reckoning, premiering Tuesday. Behind the explosive documentary...
Yo, I swear, this documentary was like making this nigga seem like he was some crazy villain, bro, like Homelander or some shit. I kid you not, bro. It just seemed like they were trying to vilify this nigga in any possible fucking way, bro. Going all the way back to the day that nigga started popping, bro, with fucking high school parties and high school concerts and shit. Like, damn.
Henry is Combs' longtime rival, Curtis 50 Cent Jackson, and director Alexandria Stapleton.
How did you get that footage of Diddy?
I figured most journalists would not disclose their sources.
The recordings give viewers an intimate look at Combs' mindset.
That's a good ass question. Like, most of the shit that he had in this doc, like, it confused me on how he even got it. If this is your top up, how the fuck you got fucking bathroom conversations with him on the phone with other niggas? Like, how the fuck you get that, gang?
Even like, what the fuck? With his legal team.
Does he know y'all have this in the doc?
I would doubt he knows.
So when this airs, that'll be the first time that his legal team, Diddy, that everybody knows that this footage is now seeing the light of day. Perhaps. What was he intending to use it for?
I have no idea what he was doing that for.
I mean, you're talking about a man who films himself doing everything and has for decades. I think he wanted someone to be
Yo, I'm not going to lie. If Diddy was like a streamer and he started streaming back then, as much as he was recording himself, this nigga would be the top streamer. I kid you not. He recorded himself doing everything. And seeing seeing his comparison with Kai Cenat, oh my god, gang. I don't know, man. They do resemble each other just a little bit.
The scenes with him.
Combs' team firing back in a statement to NBC News today, saying the Netflix so-called documentary is a shameful hit piece and that they relied on stolen footage that was never authorized for release. His team sending a cease and desist to Netflix. Netflix referring NBC News to a statement from Stapleton in which she said they lawfully obtained the footage. After a nearly 8-week trial, Combs was acquitted of the more serious charges of sex trafficking and racketeering, and sentenced to 50 months in federal prison for 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. Combs is
now this is what I'm saying. Like, most of the shit that niggas were trying to accuse him of, although there are 77 fucking cases pending, it didn't seem like legally they had any kind of ground. It didn't have any ground legally. It just seemed like it was hoopla. Niggas accusing him of some shit, and he got acquitted of most of it. Now, with the 77 pending cases, I feel like I said, people are just jumping on the fucking bandwagon, bro.
Going on to slam Netflix for partnering with 50 Cent, who they say has been his longtime public adversary, something the Grammy winner denied, citing his own casting choices in his popular Stars franchise, Power.
One could watch this and think that you really hate Sean Combs.
Right.
Why would they be thinking that?
Because of the things that you post on Instagram,
Yeah,
because of the...
Look at this. And let's stop for a second and do say that I hated him enough to hire his kids. And we've never done anything to each other.
All right. So, now, I'm not going to lie. Hiring his kids, that could be a backhand compliment, honestly. Because it's like, nigga, you trying to put my kids on before I did or some shit? Like, you trying to prove something to them? Like, come on, gang. Nigga, 50 Cent knows exactly what he's fucking doing, bro.
It's just competitive energy and things that you say about other artists while you're in hip-hop culture.
This documentary is one of several that has chronicled Combs' rise and fall. But Stapleton says theirs is different.
Yeah, there's a lot of new information. No one had ever really put it together like that before.
For 50 Cent, he says he feels a sense of obligation.
Well, if I didn't say anything, you could assume that all of hip-hop culture is comfortable with his actions.
And Chloe Melas joins us now in studio. Chloe, you've seen the whole documentary. What else can you tell us about it?
So there's a lot more of this never-before-seen footage, Tom, of Combs having really private conversations with his legal team, and you really get a sense of his mindset ahead of his criminal trial, which is really fascinating for me because he never did any sit-down interviews ahead of the trial. So you finally get to see what his strategy was and how worried he was. But clearly, perhaps he didn't think that he was going to go to prison because he's filming this documentary. You're also going to hear from Aubrey O'Day. She was in the girl band Danity Kane as part of making the band. She has an explosive allegation against Combs. And then there's quite a bit that focuses on the murders of Biggie and Tupac, and people from Combs' inner circle raising a lot of questions. People are going to also have a lot to say about that.
All right, Chloe Melas, we look forward to that. We thank you for watching.
Now, when it comes to him, his association and assistance in the murder of Biggie and Tupac, shit, I have no clue, gang. Like, and honestly, I would not be surprised if he did have any kind of fucking, involvement, bro. Because this nigga, the way he was moving, gang, he was doing any and everything. And most of the times that he came up was off of fucking tragedy. Most of the shit that he was like, most of his fame came from tragic events. So it's like, it's not hard to believe that he would have some involvement in the murder of Biggie and Tupac. Like, that's not hard to believe, gang.